to another edition of the Model Minorities podcast, where we do a deep dive into seemingly ordinary people's lives as they share with us their everyday life stories. So I'm Sam Lee, I'm your host. We have Jay Kong on production. Today's guest is a special friend of ours, both of ours actually, and we want to welcome Kevin Seo.
Hey guys.
Thank you for coming.
So I don't do SEO, but my last name is spelled that way. Funny story about that. It's actually supposed to be like, if you guys are Korean, you guys will understand. The capital of Korea is Seoul.
Yes.
And so it's the SEO part. No ul.
You know, I was
just this whole.
Yeah, just this whole.
I always
No
wanted to ask you because I've never met anyone else with that last name.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
no other Korean with that last name.
Really?
Is that one lineage? Or is there a lot of you guys?
I would like to think that I am from a very special lineage. No.
Royalty, right?
No.
Self-proclaimed.
No, I know, self-proclaimed kings. Actually, I've met several SEOs.
You have.
Yeah. It's not that special. If you go on a Facebook, there's like 1,000 Kevin Seos.
I think my
Kevin
last name is
SEO.
special. I have never met a single other Korean with my last name.
Oh, Kyung or Kyung? Kyung.
Yeah.
Is it Kyung? Wait, how do you
Kyung.
pronounce it? Kyung. Okay.
Kyung, yeah.
Yeah, so I have not either. I've met a Julie Kyung before.
Really?
That's his sister.
That's
Sounds
his
really
sister.
familiar.
You know her.
Yeah, I know her too. But anyways, yeah. What do you guys?
How's your drive up, man?
Oh, the drive?
I always ask about the drive.
Oh, the drive?
Yeah.
Let's see. The drive today, just to set the mood. It was raining.
Yeah.
It was pouring actually. It was pouring, and it's a little scary because you turn on the radio, all you hear is coronavirus, and it's like raining.
Yeah.
It's gray.
Yeah.
And so I actually had some really interesting conversations on the way up.
And it's Friday the 13th.
And it's Friday the 13th. Ooh, I just got that. Ooh, I just got that
Triple
weird back.
threat.
I know. I was just like, oh shoot. Okay, I got a weird back chill. So what I did was I made a tough decision with my team on my way here. I have a team. I will talk about my work later, but I called them and I told them, hey guys, we're gonna all work from home next week.
It's a good call.
Yeah, we had to make the call. Before I got on the road, I was actually spending that whole time watching the national.
Trump.
Yeah, there you go. National Trump. Like, what do you call that? National dress?
Yeah.
And I was watching that actually before I came here, and it was weird.
What are some of the talking points?
To me, I saw it as one gigantic pharmaceutical commercial.
No, I don't doubt it. I didn't watch it, but
it was weird.
I could imagine.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I mean, he's just pretty much making it a pandemic, and he's saying that it was a national state of emergency.
Yeah.
And I forgot what the Admission Act is, but he's like unleashing like 50 billions of available funding.
Yeah.
And as well as.
Oh no! They did another one today live.
That was the one that I'm talking about.
In the Oval Office?
No, when it was outside of it, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, so
they
mentioned it again. Oh, I didn't catch the first.
They talked about that, and they also talked about not just the funds related to it, but how some of the laws that are currently in place, I guess that's not as beneficial to fight this whole virus. They're just trying to prevent it. So like you could stay over length of stay in hospitals. Doctors that practice out of states could practice in the states that they don't have a license in if the patient is like more needed, things like that.
Okay. Yeah. So
it's interesting.
The weird part for me was that they would have these private companies like Walmart, CVS, like a representative come up and they would just shamelessly plug how amazing their company is.
Okay.
Which I was like, okay.
I think
that's
missed
cool.
that part.
I mean, maybe I took it a little weird, or it was a little unsettling.
It just seemed like a big commercial to you.
A little bit,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, this is a little unsettling.
Bad taste, yeah.
It's okay, whatever. We got it. There's some good news in there. Not good news, but there's proper steps in there and all that. But
yeah. This virus, as we were talking about before we started here, is actually similar to that of SARS and the bird flu and what we experience. It's just a different variation of that.
Yeah.
So we'll have more information as the months to come, but it's definitely going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, and I just what's crazy about that is I remember those crazy flus happening when I was younger, but I literally just didn't care.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I get all my news from social media.
It's media. That's what it is. It's the access of information immediately, and that it's causing people to go crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel much smarter than ever, but it's frightening.
Yeah, I mean, now you know, we all live in a world where everybody knows everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like no more secrets.
Have you guys seen that Rodney Chang stand-up special on Netflix?
Yeah.
So remember when he talks about how is it that if we have all the information in the world, we become stupider? I mean, people are acting dumb.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I did watch that.
Yeah.
He talks about Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Give me now. I want it now.
Put it in my hand now.
Yeah. That's the best. The best. It's sad, but that was my drive up. That was my drive because it was like right when that was ending, I drove up, had to make the call. I had a somber drive. It was weird. I was like, I'm driving here in this weird mood, man. Yeah,
I have. I know what mood you're talking about. We had an hour call yesterday with my team, with the management, and then this morning we kind of did the call with the rest of the group here, and you know it's weird because we're going through something really unprecedented right now. You know, we haven't seen anything like this. I'm sorry to bring the mood down, but it is what we're going through right now, right?
Yeah. This I promise that this won't be the last time I talk about it.
No doubt.
It's probably gonna come up. I mean, it's just because it's on my mind, man.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come up. Sorry, guys. Whatever episode this is the coronavirus episode.
Not the Kevin Seo episode.
Yeah. This is the coronavirus.
We have an expert here with us, Dr. Kevin Seo.
No. I don't have any degree whatsoever.
Yeah. Tell us about your early life, Kevin.
Early life.
Where'd you grow up again?
Well, you know, I grew up all over the place, but let's start from the beginning. Well, no, I was born in K-Town. I was born in K-Town.
K-Town.
What? It was an avocado house in a gated community. We had the best bars on the windows, and it was.
You needed those bars back then.
Oh yeah.
Right now it's getting gentrified.
Yeah, it's so important.
Yeah.
It was a really good gated community.
Well, for those who don't know, I mean, Koreatown is literally East LA.
Yeah, exactly. So we all shared, I think it was like 550 square feet. I think it was great. And I do remember walking around outside, but that's like my only memory of just being really dirty, filthy, and my mother just hiding me all the time because it was so dangerous outside. That's all. That's the only memory of K-Town I have. And then
back in the 80s.
Yeah, that was in 80. So I think we were there till like 88 or something like that. And then from there, we moved closer to the suburbs.
Wait, do you have any siblings?
I do.
Right.
I have a younger sister. Shout out to Jean Seo. Her last name is Ho now instead of Seo.
Ah.
Oh, it's Ho.
Yeah, it's Ho. Because her husband's last name is Ho. Yeah, it's SOH.
Oh my God, that's so close.
I know. I'm like, you should have just not changed that.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point, right? Yeah. But yeah. It was weird. No, it's weird. It's Jean's Ho. I actually don't call her by her English name because I've always hated it.
Okay.
It just didn't make sense to me. Her Korean name is Sumin. I think it's much prettier.
It is pretty. That's a pretty name.
That's a pretty name. But this is random. I just didn't like her Korean name or English name. Sorry, English name. Yeah. That's. I grew up. That's where I was born. But just the memories of growing up. It was kind of crazy because we moved around like quite a bit. So I remember trying to live in Diamond Bar. When I say trying, I mean like failing. Well, I didn't know that when I was
What does that look like?
Like.
Failing to live in a city.
Yeah. Failing to live in a city looks like you're not making rent, so you gotta leave.
Right? Okay.
That's what that looks like. You know what I mean? Like you're trying, but it's like, okay, I think we gotta move. And then we lived in Rolling Heights. I grew up there. We moved around a bunch at that time. Rolling Heights at the time was pretty Korean. There's a lot of Asians there. There's a lot of Asians in Rolling Heights. Yeah. So I didn't really feel anything different there. But
where'd you go to high school then?
The high school I went Diamond Bar High.
Diamond Bar
High School, yeah.
Okay, so at that time,
was pretty Korean.
You lived in. That's way Korean. So
yeah.
You lived in Diamond Bar when you went to Diamond Bar High?
No, I did the best thing ever. I used somebody else's address.
Yeah.
That was the way to do it.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. You can still do it.
Now it's easy. I mean, for Walnut Valley, you have made this whole program where if parents outside of that city boundary or that I guess the school boundary, and they really want to send their student there, they could petition for it. So even if you have no relation to that city, you could send your students there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, if you live in Pomona and Roland Heights, you cannot.
Oh yeah, Pomona you can't anymore.
Yes,
I didn't know about
because
Roland
they
Heights.
sued them.
Yeah, Pomona sued them.
Not enough students. But anyways, so like we know this because I have 2 boys right now. So one day hopefully I'll send them out. But in the midst of all of that, I also moved in Palm Springs, San Jose, and then moved back.
How old are your boys? Just so we don't skip over.
Oh, my boys are
2 little ones.
Oh yeah, 1 and 3.
Wow.
3-year-old is Connor Bruce. Such a cool name. Such a
You
cool
and
name.
names, yeah. Connor Bruce is a cool name, though.
Yeah, and
Kevin's like so proud of himself.
I am.
Cool name.
It's such a cool name. Such a cool name.
You thought
It
of
is.
it, I bet.
No,
you
it's,
gave it to
it's
him.
so badass. My 1-year-old is Emma Clark again.
Hey, do this real quick.
Super. Oh,
Tap yourself on the back.
okay.
Good job.
Yeah, Kevin, good job, man. Yeah. No, I love those names, man.
Yeah.
Cause I remember growing up. So my middle name, if you guys ever look it up, it's Suck. Like literally, like it's SUK. So for those of you who ever listen to this podcast,
Kevin sucks so.
Yeah. My first name sucks my last name.
Oh.
And I want this to be known because I don't want anybody naming their children's middle name with their Asian heritage. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just keep that to yourselves because when you put it on paper, you don't know what that's going to look like later on.
And what it's gonna mean.
Yeah, what it's
That is
going to
funny,
mean.
man.
It
That is funny.
totally screws your kids. So
PSA from Kevin.
so get like a white resume name. It's going to help. Just trust me.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Good info.
That's why it's Connor Bruce and Emma
Right on.
Clark. It's
Yeah.
like, they won't even know who they are when they walk in.
You should change your last name.
No, the last name's good. Actually, I have a quick story about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this doesn't get heard by too many people because I'm gonna make.
What do you mean, man?
I'm gonna,
What do you mean? Yeah.
Because I'm gonna make fun of my brother-in-law right here.
Ah.
So yeah, well, because here's the thing. So he changed his last name
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it's
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he changed it.
I got a story about
Yeah,
that too.
It used to be Seok, like SEOK,
Mm-hmm.
but it sounds like suck, which sucks.
Yeah.
So he changed it to what it's supposed to mean, like the translation, I guess,
Mhm.
and it's Stone.
Ooh.
Mm.
So his
Seok.
name now,
It's supposed to be Seok.
last name is Stone.
Sounds like a wrestler.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then his daughter now is named Emma Stone because of that.
Actress.
Wait, so your sister then
Yeah.
is technically Stone then? Last name was
No. She refused to change it.
Okay. I respect that.
Yeah, I
There you go.
respect
I
that
respect
too.
that.
Yeah, I'm like, good for you. I'm like, that's so weird. But I mean, just in case he listens, not that weird.
No, that wasn't a bad story at all.
That wasn't a bad story.
Yeah. I just thought it was weird. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awkward. But yeah, anyways,
Diamond Bar High School.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where I grew up, and then there's a lot of stories in there though. There's like
Yeah.
a ton, so it's really like we can pick and choose whatever, but that's pretty much just like immigrant parents. I have a single mom.
Mm,
She figured it out. She raised me.
of course.
Just imagining her raising 2 kids all by herself with not much support. It is crazy. She had to figure out her own business so she could. How is she going to take me to school and still like have a job and like watch over me?
I just don't know. I don't know how single moms do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do
Yeah,
it.
it's-
I mean, not just moms, but single parents in
Single
general. I mean,
parents,
it's just
man.
they're
It's-
superheroes.
It's
right?
nuts,
They're
man.
they're superheroes.
They
So-
really are.
So it's just I don't know how she did it, but she did, and so she ran a daycare from home. She had her own business.
Right.
I mean, so that's how she kind of
She still does that, right?
She still does it.
That's awesome.
So if y'all need a daycare in the 626, hit me up. But anyways, don't hit me up. We're full.
Yeah. Last I heard, you guys
we're
weren't taking any more kids.
we're full actually.
Yeah. Don't call about that.
Don't hit me up.
False promises.
yeah. You could DM me for false hope. I'm not gonna call you. And then she's still doing that, and it's crazy how she managed to figure that out, which I'm like really happy about. But so she raised me. My father was definitely out of the picture. He was kind of just like this weaselly, cowardly person. He left.
Tell us how you really feel about him.
Oh yeah, he's
No.
I know, right? Just like if you guys see that, these are the knife motions, but Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's my dad wasn't really in the picture. So yeah, growing up in Diamond Bar is very suburby, but we were all into like stupid Asian gangster culture.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Stupid Asian gangster culture. I want to say that like 1,000 times.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. Kevin.
Yeah,
Oh, I like the party scene of it.
yeah.
That's just the simplest way to put it. I think everybody else kind of liked the rest of it. I just like the better parties.
Okay. No, I
focused
I
on
see where you
that.
come. But
Yeah.
for you, Kevin, specifically, when did it start and how till when? Right.
You know what? We started like really young and dumb. Like, like
Young and dumb.
Yeah, young and dumb. Like 7th grade, you're young. You hear stories of kids like, fighting each other, doing fun stuff, and then they'll do, like we'll do like I remember we created like a fight club. It was like so stupid. And then
Fight Club.
oh yeah. Actually, we have the best. I hope somebody kept the clips of that. There was this one fight
I think I know what you're
that
talking
we
about.
orchestrated. It was beautiful.
How do you know, Jay?
I might have told
Well, I've
him
been,
this.
Oh, you
no,
told him.
Yeah.
I'm sure I told him.
I was like, Jay, you were
No,
way too young.
Yeah, this is the best because we hyped it up because they were like the same weight class or whatever. We're like, all right, let's do this. They're gonna fight.
Where did you guys fight?
Oh, this is in a park. It's always at a park,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So we're like super excited. They have like their gear on. We had the taekwondo gear on because we all did taekwondo. So like
That's
we had all like the
hilarious.
pads and stuff. And,
Oh,
like,
the pads.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you guys weren't like
Yeah,
really
yeah.
out to hurt each
Oh
other.
no.
This was a
Not
real
fighting
club.
because
Yeah, this wasn't
like
even like with my friends that were gangbangers. This was actually just my friends
Yeah.
thinking they're cool. Like
Yeah.
this is like
Okay.
a separate group of friends.
Wait, sparring. Let's
Real
spar.
quick question. Was this because of the movie
Yes,
Club? Oh, it
absolutely.
was, okay.
We even like filmed it and we were
Brad
saying,
Pitt,
Yeah.
Edward Norton?
Yeah. I'm remembering how dumb this is. That's
Yeah.
why this is even better. So
You guys still have it? Somebody still has.
someone still has the film.
That
I
is
just need to
awesome.
figure out who has
We
it.
need to get that.
Yeah, we
do,
need to get
we
the
do.
film
Yeah,
so we can put it up on the website.
Yes, that'd be awesome if
Yeah.
we can figure that out. So I
That'll
remember.
probably get 1 million views.
Yeah.
No,
Show them
it's
what
a
real
good
Fight
view.
Club looks like.
No, it's a good view because
Here's what Asians do when they have
Yeah.
too much time.
Yeah,
and
and
they
watch-
live in the suburbs.
Yeah,
You
and
guys
watch.
think we do math all day? That ain't it.
Yeah.
We put on our taekwondo uniforms and we go to the park.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we do. And so the guy, it's like literally like ready fight, and then the dude runs up to the other dude, like they like kind of size each other up. He cocks his leg back. He kicks him like forward. It hits him square in the nuts. Like right in the balls.
Oh no!
And the best thing happens. Like literally, you hear like that. That's it. You hear this loud slap from his toes, just
Game over,
crunching
dude.
his nuts,
Ooh.
and he falls over.
Oh.
And I'm the one filming, just laughing at this dude's face. And it was one of our favorite moments, like in
life.
7th grade. That was, no, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was if I could just show you that clip, it was I wish I'd be like, hey, turn on the clip, guys.
Yeah. I'd love to. We have to get that clip, dude.
No, it was
gotta get our hands on that.
no, it was anyways, so that was just kind of like, how we grew up, in that kind of thing. And then eventually, like I remember kids were like robbing kids' houses and stuff.
So
That's when it got real. Like,
So
it's
Diamond
weird.
Bar, if people don't know who's listening, it's a really how would you say a pretty affluent community.
Yeah.
The school system is in Walnut
Yeah,
Yeah,
Walnut Valley.
Walnut Valley.
Valley.
It's like a really nice neighborhood.
Quaint.
It's quaint.
yeah.
Quaint.
Yeah.
It's a funny word.
Yeah.
Quaint.
2-story homes. Parents usually.
I guess it's like the model
business
city
owners.
that a lot of people
Right.
want to live in.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of
Especially when you
Asians.
want to have a family.
Yeah.
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 It's-
Yeah, and truth be told, there's a lot of Asians.
I mean,
Yeah.
like Diamond Bar High School, it must be. I mean,
Oh,
it looks
man.
to be like
Okay,
90%
so-
Asian.
Yeah.
The easiest way to explain
I don't know
this-
the real numbers.
Yeah, the easiest way to explain this number is I remember our yearbook, and when we got it, every time this was the running joke, you go to the index,
Mhm.
and there is always 2 pages for K's and 2 pages for L's
and peace.
and B's.
The Lees,
Because it was
the
Lee's, Kim's, and Parks.
Yes.
Like, no joke. There's that many. There's that. And there was this area we used to, this is going to sound super racist, but I don't care. It used to be called, we used to call it the Great Wall of China. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's where all the kids from China that flew
Hung out.
in, that were, we call them FOBs, which are fresh off the boat,
Yeah.
they would just hang out. And
Yeah.
there'd be like hundreds, maybe even thousands of them. Like
Thousands.
There were so many kids. I remember when we graduated, we broke some record or something. Like I think.
And our class broke your record.
Oh yeah, I think it did.
Yeah.
We had something like
What was this record?
1,100 people graduated.
Yeah,
You guys, it was
our
more than
graduating
that.
class was like 1,300. It
Yeah,
took
there you
so
go.
long. It
Wow.
was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Some
Yeah.
like high school campuses don't even have 1,300 people. Period.
No,
But just our class was over
including the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He had
including the staff.
1,300. I had 1,100. And if you take the math, it was like 60% were Asian, probably.
Yeah.
Of that number,
Right.
that's a massive amount of Asians. So
It is.
it's weird when you leave that environment and go to college.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a culture shock,
Yeah,
right?
it's weird.
Depending on what college you go to. So if you went
Yes.
to UCI, which we called the University of Civics and Integras.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We call it the University of Chinese Immigrants.
right?
Yeah.
You walk on campus, it's all black
Civics
hair.
and Integras.
You just look, and it's just all black hair.
Yeah.
I think I seen one black dude the entire time I went to UCI. One.
Oh, wow.
And I saw one of those
Probably the
Doogie-
music
Doo-
program. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I saw one of those Doogie.
cut that out.
No, we're not cutting that out.
Oh gosh.
We saw one of those. I saw one of those Doogie Howser kids. Dude was 14 years old, and he was in the science program there. So he's wearing a little
man.
backpack going to classes and stuff like that.
man.
But anyways,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So college was Long Beach.
Okay.
So I went to Long Beach State.
Diversity.
Yeah, Long Beach State. It was super diverse there.
You know what's interesting, Kevin, is I actually know this. We grew up in a bubble. If you grew up in Southern California and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Asian,
We did.
this bubble, I mean, we literally don't know what it means to be really a minority.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
are everywhere
Well-
we go, there's a majority of us. There's a lot of us. So it's different from the rest of the country, is my point. And then you get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you
I mean,
realize, oh my God.
now, I do have some minority stories. I think it's when I lived in San Jose for a little bit, but that wasn't that. There's still diversity up there.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It was more Palm Springs. 'Cause
Oh, yeah, Palm
I
Springs.
do remember growing up in Palm Springs, and I remember this very specifically.
Wait, when did you live in Palm Springs?
I was it must have been like third grade. How old are you?
Oh, okay.
in
So
third
you
grade?
were
What is
super
that?
young.
You were probably like
6,
8,
7,
9.
8,
Yeah.
7,
whatever.
8, 9.
So let's say I was like 8 years old. I remember showing up to school, and there's these kids. They just want to know who you are. They're just like, oh, hey, like the first thing they ask you. This is what's great about America is they're like, oh, so are you Chinese? Like they didn't even ask me for my name yet.
Yeah.
They didn't say hi or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, hey, are you
So where you
Chinese?
from?
Yep.
And I'm just like, oh, no, I'm not. I'm Korean. And they're like, oh, is that like a city in China? I'm like, no,
Yep.
it's not a city in China. Like it's a whole nother country.
Yep.
And I remember I told them like, I really want to show you guys a map.
Right.
Because it's a different country. They're like, they actually
Let
couldn't
me teach you something.
Yeah, they didn't understand the concept, by the way, of another country that was Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't.
They
Same.
just think Asia is the
Yeah.
country.
They're just like, well, there's Jackie Chan, which is Chinese.
Yep.
And then there's like Jet Li's movie just came out. So like, I don't know what you are. You know what I mean?
No. So when I was growing up, it was always, are you Chinese? Are you Japanese? And then, because I grew up in a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood as well, Lakewood, Bellflower area.
Yeah.
And so when I was young, like third grade, all elementary school into junior high, I got that all the time. Are you Chinese? Are you Japanese? Korea? Where's that? Like
Right,
no one
yeah.
knew where Korea was.
Yeah, nobody knew
when I was
because we
young.
didn't have any exposure, I guess, yet to the world. So that was like really frustrating. I remember, and then I remember when I would tell them, they would always ask me like, "Oh, okay, so he's Korean, blah blah. blah. Oh, do you know how to speak Korean?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And then they would say, "Can you say my name in Korean?" And I'm
I
like,
used to get that all the time.
"Yeah, all the time, right?" So I'd be like,
Keseki.
"Yeah." Oh, that's a good one. Well, I'd be like, "Oh yeah."
What's my name?
Yeah,
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Keseki too.
Yeah. There's so many Kazakis here. Yeah. So they would ask me, and I would be like, okay, what's your name? He's like, oh, my name's Peter. I'm like, okay, ready? He's just like, yeah. I'm like, Peter.
I thought you were gonna go Pita.
Yeah, pita.
No.
Pita.
Why would I make fun of myself, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would do that. And they're just like, no, say it in Korean. I'm like, I am saying it in Korean.
So did you experience any racism at a young age?
Oh, that age, yeah.
Yeah.
That age, yeah, because
that sounds like you're the kids that were just wanting to know and just curious about
yeah,
who
they were
you are.
curious, but they
Not
were,
in a negative way.
Yeah.
It wasn't too negative. Definitely, they just like call you names and stuff.
When was your first memory of racism?
If you had any.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm sure you had.
I think that is.
Jay, you have a story?
Let me think about that.
Yeah, let me think about it because I know.
No, I mean that pretty much was it. Like
that was
when
it. Yeah.
that's when you know what's interesting about racism to me? When I think racism, I think it's the moment that in a conversation or interaction, race matters. That's when I feel like it's racist. It's like all of a sudden, like, why are we even making this such
Why
a big...
are we talking about race?
Right, like why are we making this a big thing?
I'm American.
Right. So when I was little, I think that was the first time I was just like, oh, I'm Korean and that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never really like thought about that until I guess like
someone
when I was
else
8 years old. Yeah.
lets you know.
Yeah.
You don't look
That
like
there was
that.
a difference.
Right.
Period.
There's
Yeah.
a difference. Like I mean, I was also a big kid. If you guys see the film on this, I'm a big person. So like I would always think like, oh, I'm different because I'm big. But I never thought about my skin color until that moment.
Eyes, hair color, right?
Yeah. Until that moment, I was just like, oh, I guess that matters too now.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I have to worry about all this.
Right. Yeah.
Like, why do I have to worry about all this stuff?
It's true.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah. You said you were gonna, Jay. Did you?
Yeah. I mean, I've had a few, but nothing that was like super memorable. You know, other than being in. I mean, for me and my family, we used to like traveling a lot. You know, when you're young and it's like summertime. I mean, we had the privilege where my father was a big traveler, so he would always want to take us out, especially to different states. And the more like Midwest or just like Central America you go to, you know, like the Asians start falling off just because we're coming from California, obviously, and we have a huge Asian population here.
Yeah.
And I remember
it
going
falls
to, like,
off in Arizona, man.
It does. I mean, it's so much.
Does.
I just came back from Arizona like last week. I mean, so much better now. But when I went 12 years ago, you know, you get eyes. People just look at you.
Yeah.
And it might not be in a negative way, but you know they're looking at you. They're
They
like
just haven't
checking
seen
you
a
out.
lot of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, what's this?
Yeah, no, seriously.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I remember going to markets, like grocery store, to just buy the same thing that everybody else is buying, right? Regardless of your color, and people will be looking at us.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what you're buying? Do you speak English? You know,
Right.
things like, do you need help?
Yeah.
Like, where are you from? Like, I don't even know them, and they don't introduce you. Say, hi. It's just, where are you from?
Right.
It's like, we've never seen your kind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Why aren't you behind the counter, or why aren't you working at the local Panda Walk?
Yeah.
You know, I get that a lot.
And when I
traveling.
was young, I didn't really know how to feel about it, but now I know that now that I'm a little bit older, it's just, you know, it's ignorance, right?
Yeah.
It's just people don't
That's
know
all
better.
it is.
Yeah.
I had a recent experience. I think I told you about this, Jay. So I'll just talk about my recent one. I've experienced racism my entire life since I was young. But the most recent is I was out in Laughlin, Nevada. And Laughlin, Nevada has a lot of little casinos, and the place that I was staying at in the morning had a McDonald's. If you guys know where that's at, you'll know what I'm talking about. I just walked in to get my coffee in the morning, and a guy looked at me with a little trucker cap on, and he looked over and he nodded. He goes, "Hey, man, what's up?" And I was just like, "Hey, what's going on?" He just started talking to me.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, we were talking last night over by the slot machines, weren't we?" And I was like, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't anywhere near the slot machines. He goes, "No, it was you." And I was like, you know, honestly, I don't gamble, and I wasn't near the slot machines at all. And he goes, "Oh, y'all look alike anyways." And he said that to me, literally.
Man.
But he wasn't being combative.
Yeah, he's not trying to push your buttons, right?
No, he was just ignorant. He was literally just didn't know
It's a little combative.
that's... Well, no, the way in which he was saying it,
It's not intentional.
he was just ignorant.
Yeah.
He wasn't like trying to come at me or say something racist, because he continued to talk after that. And I just said, yeah, whatever. I just kind of laughed it off, you know. And then part of me thought, you know, Sam 10 years ago would have said something to him, educated him. But I just didn't have the time, you know. So I just kind of ignored him.
That's true. That's hard too. But you know, I mean, I agree with. I mean, that's awesome that you did it that way, though. I mean,
Just walked
you know
away,
what I mean?
man. Bow
There's no
out,
point.
man.
Yeah,
What am I
there's
gonna do?
no point.
Fight some old dude at a McDonald's because he's ignorant?
Yeah, that makes no sense. No, that's the best way to do it. Yeah. That's unfortunate though. But anyways, what were we talking about?
But just talking about race.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, now that we're kind of in this topic of conversation, Kevin, tell us about what you do now, and going back into like, you being Asian American. Did you have any roadblocks just simply because of your color or your ethnicity?
The first time that it affects your life. Now we talked about the first time we felt racism, right? Yeah. To talk about the first time it actually affects you is work. 100%.
Man, that's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
You feel it.
You had a term early on. You want to share with us that term?
The term was the bamboo ceiling.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Like, like, if you guys don't understand what that is, it's just basically like, the glass ceiling. They talk about women that can't get past a certain point. If you really look at the top of all these corporate heads, I mean, this is a great example, was the national dress today. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be reverse racist, but I was just like, that's a lot of white faces on TV. And that's supposed to represent our top medical companies up there next to our president. Every single person was a white person. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just what it is. That's how America has been, unfortunately. So like the top of Walmart, CVS, some other private pharmaceuticals, they're all a bunch of white guys.
True. Yeah. But that's a fact. But they've been here a long time.
That's true. And I'm not trying to be reverse racist either. Yeah, I'm not trying to be reverse racist. What I'm saying is, so I spent about 9 years in corporate America, and I've done a lot of different positions moving upwards. And the further I moved up, the picture of who was there,
less diverse it was.
Right. Mm-hmm. It became narrower and narrower. And if for some reason one was a bald old white guy.
It's a fact.
That became my competition. And it was like, do we pick one out of the 5 bald white guys here, or take a risk on this crazy looking Asian kid? And it usually wasn't the crazy looking Asian kid. I mean, maybe that wasn't all part of it too, but they made it very clear what the criteria or mold was of what they were looking for.
Sure.
And I didn't fit that. My out of the box thinking, my out of the box personality. And it just became too wild because technically, maybe I could be the regional guy for Southern California where it's diverse.
Right.
But can he be the president of a region where only one area is diverse, but the rest of the states are not? Yeah. I'm wondering if they're thinking about stuff like that. The one guy that was Asian that made it up in that organization, basically they got him to a certain point and demoted him. And then they just kept him down. And they did that to the 2 Asians in the industry.
I mean, knowing him, should he have been demoted?
Absolutely not. He's been there for years. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I mean, I don't agree with his style of management. He's a yes man. So he's also easy to work with. But he did that, molded himself to be this like, and he's like this all-American like football player. He just happens to be Japanese. You know what I mean? Like he's like, he'd be Captain America, man, if he was blonde. But he's not. Right. But unfortunately, I saw his career just like plateau because of where he was at.
That was his bamboo ceiling.
Exactly. So he reached the bamboo ceiling.
And so you've experienced this too, Kevin. You've gotten up in the ranks at these corporate companies, and you've realized this is as far as I'm going to go.
Yeah. So, which is like kind of when I talk about like large, like Fortune 500 companies, like I have this bad taste in my mouth because a lot of them, they're just not innovative enough. They're not changing fast enough on what works for the people. So what's scary is some of these big organizations that are great in processes, which are in place, so people aren't important. What's dangerous is what they're doing is they're going to lose all their good talent over time. And then these small guerrilla companies that take the risks to be in that industry with them, they're going to overtake it. Like I'm seeing that happen left and right. Anyway.
It's happening now as we speak. And, and it's just moving quicker and faster and jobs and positions that weren't here even 3 years ago, where there's titles out there that I've never seen before. I mean, the world is changing. It's moving fast.
Super fast. Like every year.
So what are you doing now? I know you're an entrepreneur as well. You're part of some huge network as well. And share with us all about you.
So right now, this is a really fun season in my life. The main thing that I do, I'm a director over at We're actually thinking about changing titles soon too, by the way. Just I know that's random. But
Titles?
yeah, because of everything that's been going on. But I'm a director at Unexpress USA, which is a international parcel shipping company. No one knows what I do. Because I know that sounds confusing.
Well, it sounds like a UPS or a FedEx.
So yeah, that's exactly what it is,
Right.
kind of. Except that we use a different carrier network. So
Okay.
we partner with FedEx and UPS and whatnot,
Got it.
actually. So why use someone like us is because you can't get rates that way directly from your own sources.
That
Because-
makes a lot of sense.
Because
Yeah.
our volumes are so high.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we're shipping over 500,000 parcels daily.
Right.
So that's like a million every 2 days.
Mhm.
So that's like there's not a lot of people doing that. So when you work with us, it's a lot. We can get you those better rates.
Better rates.
And you guys are worldwide. Like you guys ship to everywhere.
Yeah, so we focus on the international piece. I'm also a domestic broker, so I work with domestic programs as well through these different types of purchasing groups. So anyone in e-commerce listening to this, I mean, that's someone that would benefit on all levels, just period. Because
Right,
I could just
of
take
course.
over your shipping. And then even on the freight forwarding side, with the ocean freight, air freight for freight,
Right.
I built out a pretty large network now. So
Mm-hmm.
if you guys need those quotes, it's something that I could look into. But freight is funny. Like every single freight company will quote you, and they have different quotes. So
Yeah.
you just have to do your research on that.
And we had experience with that too.
Yeah, exactly. Every company's different,
Mhm.
so you're not really gonna make or lose money with any freight company. Really, it's just like you just test it out, get some good quotes, and see where it goes.
Mhm.
But so it's all shipping related, and the reason
Yeah.
why that gets
Logistics.
logistics. It gets me excited because that helps me touch every business.
Right.
Like for me, I get to have fun in every business space that has anything to do with physical products because of shipping.
Yeah.
That's like my doorway, and like I'm obsessed with businesses, consulting, advising. Like I love all of it. So.
Yeah.
Recently, I helped my buddy to start his own company called Operation Advisors, which is basically a company that comes in, looks at the holes in your organization, and tries
Right.
to help fill it because they're consultants, and that's what they do, and they
Right.
focus on the operation side. Mostly in the restaurants arena industry,
Okay.
but there's other industries in there.
So that's separate from your corporate job or your job.
Yeah, that's
Your
separate
everyday.
from my
Separate,
everyday.
okay.
I'm just a partner in that
Okay.
company. My everyday is still. Well, technically, we
Logistics.
don't. The Unexpress is not really corporate yet because
Okay.
we're still like very much a startup in the U.S.
Oh,
so
how many employees?
dude, there's like in the U.S. we literally have like 8 of us.
Okay.
That's it.
Including the East Coast branch.
Yeah, that includes East Coast, and
Wow.
that's it. That's all we have. There's just 8 of us
There's
just running
nowhere
around.
to. I mean, has this affected your business at all, or we haven't seen? We haven't seen it yet. I guess as the months to come, you'll realize.
Oh, coronavirus.
Yeah. Oh,
we're
yeah,
talking-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just like,
should've
what-
mentioned
what- I was like,
coronavirus.
what affected it?
Yeah,
It's
I
always
was like,
on my
what?
mind.
It's like, did I miss something?
I know. I was like me too. I was just like,
I
what-
said coronavirus in my mind.
Yeah. Okay. So with shipping, I mean, this is going to sound terrible. It doesn't really bother us because I focus with e-commerce brands.
E-commerce.
More people are
online.
buying online,
Yeah.
so business is good.
That's what. Yeah. Well, either way, has it affected
Yeah.
it? In a positive way.
positive
I mean,
Yeah.
some brands are suffering.
Because I think that Amazon's going to go through the roof again.
Oh, they are.
I
They are.
mean,
They absolutely are.
all the people that were not
Yeah.
shopping on Amazon. Who doesn't shop on Amazon? I don't know anyone that doesn't.
Amazon's like,
Even more people are going to shop on Amazon.
yeah. So they're killing it. So I mean, there's certain brands that are killing it on e-tail, e-commerce. Some brands that are definitely the luxury type brands are suffering because people are trying to hold on to their money right now.
Yep.
But everything else, all commodity goods, dude, everyone's buying it up. So clothing, commodity, whatever's kind of like easy.
Everything's
peasy.
on sale.
Yeah, everything under $100 is like flying off the shelves, basically.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's
But on
going
the other side of the story, I mean, because I do my own business where I'm a wholesale distributor and I sell
DecemberShoes.com.
I sell shoes that come from China. So this whole coronavirus really negative affects my business.
Sure.
So in the retail space, from the if the retailer in America they already have the product,
Yeah.
then their business is great, right?
good.
Because a lot of
Yes,
people
yes,
are trying
yes,
to buy
yes.
stuff from them.
Well, good news on that. There's been an update. Next week, things should be closer to 100%.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm getting updates as well, but for me, where my business is primarily importing stuff from China and then selling it here to boutiques all around in America, like I haven't been receiving shipments,
Right.
since like
delayed.
early February, and my next earliest shipment that's going to be arriving, like a larger size of a shipment, is going to be in May. And I'm used to receiving inventory on a weekly basis.
Right.
So that's like 16 weeks of like no inventory, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, there's like some positive effects how it could.
Yeah.
I mean, by no means in health, but it could affect and it could help a business. But there's like negative effects too, obviously, right?
Yeah.
We should all just sell toilet paper.
Man,
That's too late.
toilet paper tree.
I got a little meme or a text message from a buddy of mine who had these little baggies. Remember those baggies that weed used to come in?
I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, let me get a gram.
The little toilet paper, pieces of toilet paper in it,
Yeah.
slinging toilet paper.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They did the same thing with the little gels, the alcohol.
Oh,
Hand
yeah.
sanitizers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got an ounce for you right here.
So in our meeting, actually, let's talk a little bit about the coronavirus, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
It's important because in our meeting this morning, the executives at my company, I think a lot of them come from a healthcare background. So,
Oh, wow.
So they have connections and they have access to information quickly and the up-to-date information. So what's interesting is that I didn't know this. I thought hand sanitizer killed everything. It doesn't. So they say that
99.9?
no. So washing your hands for about 20 seconds or more with soap is the most effective way.
yeah.
Hand sanitizer is not even close.
So I'm about to give you guys the best way to remember 20 seconds. Are you guys ready?
I think I know.
I've been doing this all week. So ready? My loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe.
Shout out to Brittany.
I cannot get you out of my mind. Give me a sign.
I wish we could see his...
Hit me, baby, one more time. And that's how you finish.
Is that really 20 seconds?
That's 20 seconds. If you guys time that,
that's awesome.
That's 20 seconds
And you sing
of
this
recording.
out loud every time you watch it,
I
right?
hum it. Yeah. I hum it. Well, in public spaces, I hum it. At home, we sing that. Yeah, that's 20
My wife
seconds
told me
long.
happy birthday.
Oh,
You
really?
sing happy birthday twice or something like that.
It's
No.
20 seconds.
I think that's 30.
This is a lot more fun.
It's a lot more fun.
My loneliness. This is like the best.
Man, I don't know if I wash my hands for 20 seconds.
Well, see, look how long that was.
Yeah, that's a long
That was a
time.
long.
That was
like the first, whatever you call it, the verse.
Yeah.
Before the bridge.
Did you see the dudes that are have the masks on? This was also on the internet, and they're shaking hands by kicking their their feet,
I saw.
tapping their feet.
Yeah. Because they don't want to,
they don't want to touch.
So that's like the cool way. Actually,
people do like the elbow.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah.
I like the elbow.
I'm cool with the foot shake actually.
I'm actually cool with
down
not
with that.
touching at all.
Yeah,
Why can't we
that's
just
cool.
go what's up?
Well, I do
Just do
air
the nods, right?
fives. I do air fives right now at
air
work.
fives,
So I just
yeah.
go like this. Hey, air five. Boom. I do a lot of that. No, seriously, I'll do it like, hey, air five.
I was out. This is last week. It wasn't as crazy last week, but I knew that it was going towards that direction because this merchant that I met with actually, I stuck out my hand. We just met and to shake her hand, and she was like, "We don't shake hands." I was like,
wow.
"Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to remember that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
to be
good.
courteous to others,
But it doesn't feel good.
I
feel like it's changing our
understand
culture,
now.
just like
It
in
is.
this weird time. If this lasts for too long, what do they call it? Social distancing.
Social distancing.
Yeah, all right. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird. Like people are just gonna be not as close. We're all gonna be sitting at home listening
Isolated.
to podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good time to have a podcast. Entertainment has always gone up. Even during the Great Depression, the only
That's
companies
true.
that made money were
Entertainment, yeah.
Really?
I mean, times of like sadness and grievance and just like traumas going on everywhere. I mean, people want to find like that little glimpse of happiness and hope.
Yeah. So during the Great Depression, the industries that grew during that Great Depression was the movie industry. That grew out of the Great Depression. You know what else
that.
You know what else people are doing is they're getting drunk. People like to escape. Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're getting drunk. Yeah.
Oh, so also random fact about myself. Another side project. I am co-producing a movie.
What?
What?
That's awesome, bro. Is it a
Kevin's always doing something new
is it
weekly on a
porno?
weekly basis.
Is it a porno?
No, it's not a porno.
Okay. I'm not interested. No, I'm kidding.
So I'm co-producing a movie. There's some talks. There's some studios that are looking at it.
What?
Like no joke.
It's not even made yet, though.
It's not even made yet. It's based on a book.
Okay.
And the
Wait,
book.
who reached you out for this?
It was part of. Okay, so let me talk about my networking.
Wait,
group
you
real
could
quick.
talk.
Yeah,
you could talk about this, though, right?
Yeah.
You're sure you could talk about?
I'm being very vague.
Okay, be vague.
Yeah. So I'm being super vague. I'm not talking about who the person is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying I am co-producing a movie.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's all legit. There's a studio that's looking at it, which is legit, and it's getting pretty exciting. So it's kind of weird, like how that all came about. I'm not a big, I love media, but I'm not in the media background or media space. But it all kind of came about. Basically, there's a group of entrepreneurs, professionals that meet on a Facebook Facebook group called Asian Hustle Network, and the group went from 0 to I think it's been like 5 months now. I think it's almost at 40,000 members, which is like
awesome.
It's crazy that it went from that to that in
Power of
5
social media.
months. Yeah, social media, and then from there, I swear, like 20 podcasts birthed out of that thing. So that's I'm just saying. But anyways, no. Other than that, what's great is that the people that you meet. I mean, there's some really powerful people in there. I was recently able to do we did a amazing event, $0 budget. Over 400 people showed up, and it was great. It was like one of the best networking events that I've ever been to. It was a lot of fun, and from that, like, it sparked all these different businesses. It also scaled a lot of businesses. It sparked a lot of partnerships, and one thing that came out of this was a movie. And so
That's crazy.
Some powerful people got together. An amazing story came to fruition. Well, there was already a book in the making, and
also the book's not out yet.
No, it's we just got the final. We had just announced, like, they pressed, like, publish or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know how that works, but that's gonna be published very soon, and then from there it's gonna go. So there's like a timeline to all this, and so hopefully, instead of being all like mysterious, people will know more about what it is sometime in June.
Dang, that's exciting.
Yeah, and hopefully by then.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Hopefully the coronavirus settles down a little bit, so we can.
They say it should, because heat.
Heat.
Yeah.
Anything above 77 degrees.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that, like, we take the social distancing stuff real serious for the next, like, 2-3 weeks, and we just, like, kill this thing. You know what I mean? Like, everyone just stay away from each other and just dies.
Yeah.
Like,
self-quarantine, and just, if you're not feeling well, then just remove yourself from the area.
Exactly. Just let it die. I know we're going back to virus again.
Yeah.
But this is history.
Yeah.
We get to film and talk about this.
Right.
In a time of history, which is, like, crazy.
Right. But, it is, all the experts are going to say it is going to get worse, because we don't have. Before it gets better, it's going to get 10 to 15 times worse, because we're going to implement testing. A lot of people have it right now, but don't know they have it.
I don't know if this is a rumor. This is also another side note.
Yeah.
They're saying they're going to pay people $4,500 to go get sick for 2 weeks.
So that you could get tested?
Yeah.
And they could figure it out.
Where do I sign up?
I know, right? I was like, what?
So we're not in that age group where it's dangerous. So
right. So what they would want you to do is go.
But it's not worth $4,500. Yeah. Add another zero behind that, and I'll consider it.
Well, hey, man. Well, that's good sign money. Like, you're sick for like 2 weeks.
Dude,
no, but it's not.
You don't know
it's
the
not
end
the virus
of it.
is out of you. Like, you have symptoms for 2 weeks that kind of show
that's true,
up,
that's
but
true.
it's not like.
What if after 12 months your dick falls off? That's what
you
the
don't know the
coronavirus
consequences.
You don't know. Yeah.
That is so graphic.
Sorry, I don't know how my mind went there, but
I'm like, what just happened? Jesus Christ.
My bad, dude.
I'm like, all right. So
we don't know,
ladies and gentlemen, coronavirus will make your dick fall off. Did you guys hear that?
We don't
just
know.
Got a whole lot more serious.
Yeah. It makes your dick fall off.
That's how rumors are started.
It all starts from here, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrible. But Yes. So I heard about that. $4,500. I don't know if it's real. Who knows? But did you guys catch what Trump was saying about SBA loans?
No.
About what?
So
No.
on his national
He's gonna
address
forgive
yesterday,
small business.
there's a lot of like, loan
Loans?
forgiveness
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So I don't know how long these loans could stand for, but there's rumors going around. Also, I'm saying rumors because I don't know the confirmed information, but it's 0% interest.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So I'm like, whoa.
It's free money.
Yeah,
So if y'all have businesses,
that's what I heard.
you guys should just take it out just in case and then give it back.
Yeah.
Why not? If you don't use it, why not?
Why
I'm looking right at Jay for that one.
not?
Why not, Jerry?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's just
That's
pull out
good
like
information.
300
actually.
grand.
We gotta fact check these things, guys. So
Yeah. None of this is real. This is just like
We're not experts in
bullshit.
any of this.
This is
Yeah.
like
yeah, we're just talking.
we're just talking. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't really know. We don't really know. So for you guys, so what is the dream of Model Minority?
So the Model Minorities podcast is to build out a channel, basically, that we can share some interesting stories about Asian Americans or any other model or any other minorities'
Minorities in
lives,
general,
and kind of showcase their lives. We're not all doctors, we're not all lawyers, we're not all professionals like pharmacists or whatnot. We have different paths. God intended us to live our own lives, but live our best lives. So we want to share and showcase a variety of different people. We've already had a very successful DJ on. We've had someone who's longing to be a competition bodybuilder who used to race and was a sponsored skateboarder, and we're going to have all these guests lined up. It's just, it's to build out a channel so people can find just the diversity within our culture.
Okay. That's cool.
And showcase that.
Yeah. You guys should have named it the jobs that your mom doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Seriously, my mom's like, what do you do?
Yeah, if you're not a doctor or a lawyer, my mom has no idea what I do.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you do something with shipping.
Yeah.
You know, you drinking that? Jay was just drinking that. That sounded so weird.
I heard that too.
I was like, what was that? It's like, I was like, what? It's like, Jay, what are you doing over there, man? Like she doesn't know what I do.
Yeah.
She has no idea.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I mean, did your parents growing up, did they all want, what was their dream job for you to have or for you to become? Did you guys all grow up saying like, I want you to be a doctor or a lawyer?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't really. I think it was a lawyer.
Yeah.
But then I remember my mom asking me. She was like, "What do you want to be?" And I remember I said, "Kegelman." And Kegelman means comedian in Korean.
Gag man.
And, gag man. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be a gag man. That sounds terrible, but it's actually a comedian. And I wanted to do that when I was really little.
Oh.
Which is like, I just remembered that right now. But the funny thing is, I would never do it now, only because like it scares the crap out of me, and
But you said one of your dreams before you die
is to do stand up.
Yeah, exactly, stand up.
I want to do stand up.
You gotta invite us to
stand
that.
Up, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, I'm too chicken though.
Hey, you should do it sooner than later though, because what if you blow up because of that?
No. I'm not gonna
you should blow up.
Nah, bro.
You should blow up and then come back on our show. Hashtag Kevin.
Hashtag. Well, I do have
Kevin 2.0.
Kevin 2.0. Kevin 2.0. Nice to meet you guys. No, it's I don't know. One day, maybe I'll try it out.
Do you go out and to the local comedy clubs? We have a bunch of comedy clubs, or do you watch it from home? Or
I watch it from home. I'm not enough of a fan to.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm so lazy. I don't want to like I have kids, guys. I can't do that. But
two kids.
Two kids. I can't do that. I can't just be like, hey, we go to the comedy club.
Yeah. I gotta
there's
bounce.
No way. Yeah, there's no way. No, but there is a passion there, so we'll see. I don't know. It scares me.
It should scare you.
Yeah.
Nothing worth doing should, be easy.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
This scared us.
Yeah.
We still talk about it. It's still scary. We don't know what's going to happen.
That's true.
We're spending so much time. Yeah.
This is. Yeah, I know.
You got to take leaps of faith, brother.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true. One day.
Yeah.
One day I'll give it a shot. I'll like stand in front of a bunch of people. Say a bunch of stupid things. See what happens.
Go for it, dude. I'll be there. Jay and
I will be there for
in
sure.
the front row.
I'm gonna be the guy throwing tomatoes at you.
We'll be heckling you.
Yeah. That's right. You know what? It's harder to be funny in front of people you know. On the spot.
I agree.
On the
You know what I mean? Like on the spot.
Well, you'll have written. You'll be prepared.
Yeah, that's true too. Everyone. I didn't know that. Every comedian writes their material.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
when
I
you
think
get up
mostly
to
like
the
90,
upper
yeah.
echelons,
Some of them
they have
don't.
a team of writers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
when you get up there,
that's true.
yeah, they hire a team of writers
Because they have good execution, so you have writers, right? Yeah.
You know, it's who I love, man, is one of my favorites. I think he's one of the best storytellers of our time. Is Dave Chappelle.
He is my
Oh, yeah.
favorite.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude,
I love
he's
that
just
He's the best.
easy.
Yeah.
He probably just wakes up in the morning and just starts talking,
Yeah.
and he's hilarious.
Yeah, he says crazy shit.
You know what the funny thing is? He's my high school friend's uncle.
Oh,
What?
Yeah. So my high school friend is
Who's your high school friend?
He's his name is Alan. So shout out to Alan. He's
Yeah.
Filipino, and his aunt married Dave Chappelle.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
His wife is Filipino.
Filipino. Yeah. It's like
That's kinda cool.
Dave Chappelle's always been my I've been like the biggest fan of him,
fan?
right? Since like middle school.
Why can't we meet
And I always
Alan?
said like, hey, like, is your uncle funny in real life?
Yeah.
And he'd always say like, disappointingly, he said, no, not really. He's not a comedian 24/7, right? Which I had hoped that he was.
I know.
I
For
think
real.
he's like the best storyteller.
What
the
if Dave
funniest man.
Chappelle's a dick?
Yeah.
Like he's not funny at
Yeah,
all. He just
yeah.
kind of yells at
No,
everyone
what
and
gets me-
kicks stuff around.
I do think about that. What if comedians are not funny,
Oh
Yeah.
god.
but they're only just like good on stage?
Oh,
Right.
That would make me really sad.
that make me sad.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
my
what if,
number
Like
one.
they're just
Yeah.
performing.
Yeah, they're just
Right?
performing.
Just doing a bit.
Yeah,
I'm sure a
they're
lot
doing
of them
bit.
are like that.
Yeah.
That's sad. That
Yeah.
makes me
I mean, I
sad.
watched Dave Chappelle yesterday. I love him so much.
Yeah, he's so great,
No,
dude.
no, he's
fun.
Oh my god!
I
Shout
like-
out
I
to
like-
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Shout out to Dave
Please come
Chappelle.
on our show.
Please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna come on our show.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, but that's what my mom wanted.
No, you wanted. What did your
I mean,
mom
that's
want?
my mom wanted. Oh yeah, for me to be a lawyer.
Oh yeah. All right.
Not
What
a
about
kid,
you, Jay? I know you have a good relationship with your mom.
Yeah, I mean, my parents never really forced a career on me. Maybe that wasn't part of their generation kind of thing.
Right.
But my grandmother definitely wanted me. I mean, I grew up her always saying like, let me get this right, 국무총리, something like that in Korean.
What's that?
And I obviously had no idea what it was.
Oh, okay.
And then I think what it means, I think it's prime minister.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
so
she
she
had
wanted-
high
wanted
Yeah,
you
so
to
she wanted to be part of a
prime
government. Yeah.
minister.
Yeah.
She
Okay,
wanted
so
you.
she just wanted you to be the president.
She wanted you
I
to be
don't
a
know.
politician.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like when I was young, I didn't even know what that meant, right?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, now that
Now you understand.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I might be wrong too.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
it just means like
It makes
she's a comedian.
Yeah, or like mailman.
Mailman.
She wanted you to be the mailman, bro. And you're just like, yeah, prime minister.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
No
That's
way.
funny.
Yeah, I'm sure it's mailman.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. Yeah. Like Milkman.
Yeah, milkman.
Milkman.
I want you to be the best milkman, Jay. It'll be amazing.
Fastest delivery at the freshest
yeah.
milk.
You know what's funny? Actually, recently my kid, he drank some milk that I left in the car because I forgot about it, and I thought it'd be okay if I just put it in the fridge real quick. It was a whole gallon. I didn't want to,
Oh, that's a lot of milk.
that's
A lot of
wasteful.
milk, yeah.
So I left it in my car overnight, and I was like,
Overnight, dog.
I know.
It hasn't been
You know.
that hot lately though. Would
Yeah.
it go bad?
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I was just like, I'll just put it in the fridge. Next morning,
Oh, it's spoiled, right?
my son was like, the milk tastes like apples. And I was like,
sour.
what? And then
Connor said that?
but my wife, she didn't know
Uh-huh.
what he was talking about. He's like, it doesn't taste like apples. Just drink it, right?
Right, obviously.
And he's like drinking. He's like, no, it really tastes like apples. And then I was just like
That's so
sitting there
weird.
like, oh no.
Oh no.
Because it gets sour.
I was like, hey babe.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. It's like, it probably went bad.
Yeah.
You didn't tell her why though?
No, I didn't.
You just said probably went
Yeah.
bad.
And she's like, why? I was like, I left it in the car.
Oh, you told her though.
Oh yeah, I had to.
Because she's
I had
gonna
to.
watch this and realize.
No. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know my wife, she would cut me. So, no, I told her.
Wait, so did you guys actually taste it after?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys verified it.
Well, he said it in a funnier way because he said it in Korean. So he's like, yeah, he was just like, oh, the milk tastes like sakwa. Like, so it's even funnier. But, yeah, it was.
So, what about you, man? You have two young boys, healthy, they're growing. Do you have any aspirations for them, or what would you like to see?
You know, before I had kids, I thought I knew what I wanted for kids. You know what I mean? Like you think you know, right?
Yeah.
After I had the kid, or at least my first one, I already knew what I wanted for my second one. I looked at my boys and I was just thinking like, I just want you to be a good human being. Like that's it. Like I just want you to not be a piece of crap. Like don't be a douche, you know? Right. Like actually like contribute to people, society. Like contribute, you know? Don't just come into this world and take. Just come here, be a value, don't be a dick. And that's great. And I don't even care what they do. Like I don't care if he's a janitor, no down on any janitors out there. You know, I don't care if you work at a Hollister for the rest of your life for some reason, like you just love it. You're a train conductor. I don't care.
In the 1950s.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kids' dreams.
Yeah. You could be a blacksmith, whatever.
I would love to be a train conductor.
Ooh, a blacksmith.
Yeah. You make axes for a living. Like whatever. You just do the weirdest thing. It's not about what you do, man. It's about like how you bring that
and how you treat others.
Yeah, and how you treat others every day.
The value of a man. You know what? I agree with you, and that's fantastic. Yeah. But now tell us the truth. What do you really want them to be?
I don't want them to do anything in music because musicians are poor.
Not all musicians.
Most.
The most.
Yeah. Just the 1% make it, guys.
Right. That's true. Most
tough.
people don't know that. Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So would it be heartbreaking to you if Connor? I mean, he loves music.
He loves music. So I always whisper to him, just like, "Oh, that's awesome, son, but don't do it too much."
But study too. You should say, "Hey, study too."
I don't even say study too.
Yeah.
I don't even care about studies. I just care that I honestly, this is what I'm gonna do. Right when he turns 10 or maybe 12, he's gonna have his own online eCommerce shop. Like
there you go.
Like I'm gonna have him do business like from day one, and if he hates it, that's fine.
Right.
But I'm gonna make it automate itself by the time he's 18.
Right.
So he's gonna have that money.
That's great.
That he's going to know how to do things with. You know,
right.
Learn how to make money, son. But if you don't like this, go do something else. But at least you know how to make money now.
Right.
So we're good.
That's very important.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah. That's it. I'm
you
just going to give
how
you the
to
resources.
Fish,
Yep.
Then you don't have to worry about them. Go do what you want. Go do whatever you want.
Yep.
Just
all day.
Here's how do you make money.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, that's my big thing. I mean,
because money is really a necessity. It's not. It's not like you can avoid. Making or the things in life require money,
Yeah.
So you got to learn how to make it, manage it, grow it.
Exactly. So that's all I want for the kids, the boys. I mean, that's the big thing right there.
Right on, man.
Boom.
Right on.
Boom.
Very good, Kevin.
Is there
what else you want to share?
Actually, wait. I don't even know what time. What's like? Have you been going for like
right at the hour mark?
Yeah. Oh dang!
Yeah.
My body knew.
Hey. How?
My body was like,
oh,
I need a shift.
Oh, I see.
Move, Kevin, move.
I know. I'm like, I need some chocolate.
Yeah. We'll bring some over. Have some kimbap. We have kimbap in the center of the table.
Yeah. Do you guys have one of those like boom? This is like the statement thing or last question thing or do you guys have something like that?
Yeah.
What is that?
So
lay it on me.
So we just want to give you an opportunity to plug whatever you need and whatever you'd like. And then just share with us, what you'd like to share with the next generation.
Next generation. So so when people say that, I also think about that. Like, what does that mean? Like next generation meaning like the kids, like my kids growing up?
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Man. I think the one, man, this is hard though. The one thing I'd love for kids to know, actually, for anyone, it doesn't matter if they're 1 year old to 26 or to 36.
Sure.
I think the most powerful thing that I learned that I wish people would learn faster is the ability to invest in yourself to understand self-awareness. Because if you know who you are, you become extremely confident in everything you do. And it's so powerful because hopefully you could use that for good. So obviously, like, you don't want all that self-awareness to be an evil person. But if you were self-aware and if you could get that self-awareness or the ability to understand how to work on that at a younger age, God, that's powerful. Like straight up, like it's so powerful. And I think I've been lucky enough and blessed enough that I got to get that pretty young, and because I don't think I'm that old. So I get to from now on just keep growing in those things, and that's awesome. And
I have to agree with you. I think for most people, that self-awareness, some people comes at a very young age. I think Jay has a huge self-awareness and growing up. Say that he was like 40 years old when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And my brother was like that too. We talk about that, but that self-awareness for most comes later on in life. As you get older and wisdom. So.
Jay's like 65 years old.
I'm older than both your ages combined.
So
yeah, man. Yeah, you just have to flip his numbers around. He's 65, bro. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining us on this episode.
For sure, guys. Yeah.
Definitely gonna have you back, and
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm gonna bring more adventures back to you.
Yeah. And before we end, then, Kevin, do you have any shout outs that you want to give, or?
Oh, shout outs. Shout outs to my brothers here on the Model Minority. Minorities with an S. Did you guys get that? The Model Minorities. No, really. I hope this blows up. That'd be really fun. I can't wait to see more different episodes from you guys. It'll be just fun to watch all that.